Hey, it's a beautiful winter day here at the Lagan Outdoor Center. I'm Ranger Jason Bentley. I'm here at the lodge. We've got a fire going. We're sharing some good ideas on activities that you can think about doing at Lagan or at home. And one of the things that is always a big hit in the wintertime is snowshoeing. Now, Lagan's open. You can come out and snowshoe at Lagan. We have snowshoes that you can use with your students when you make field trips here, but also realize that there's not a lot of schools out there in session, and those schools are having difficulties making field trips right now. Everybody's just trying to get through this period of where we're at with the coronavirus and everything. And so if you're a teacher and you have students in session right now in your building, in person learning, and you would like to make a field trip to Lagan, we could set that up and you can come to Lagan and you can do snowshoeing right here on our 6.5 miles of trails and our beautiful snow that we have. If you cannot take field trips and you want to use them at your school, at your grounds, at your building, I'll bring the snowshoes to you. You can come pick them up from me if you want, or I can bring them to your building, drop them off. I can assist you with that activity. You can keep them for, if it's just a one day with one class, no problem. If you want to put all of your classes in your school through this, I can leave them with you for a few days until you get a chance to put all the classes through and utilize the snowshoes. But a lot of fun. Got a lot of good feedback from the schools that have borrowed them already this year. So lots of fun for the students. It's a good physical exercise activity to do out, and it gets you outside and gets you playing in the snow for a little bit. Those for you teachers and students that are still at home, once you get back into session and you want to make a field trip to come to Lagan, we can make that happen. So we have snowshoes here at Lagan. We have some new ones and we have some older ones. The new snowshoes are a little bit different design. They go on and they lock on a little bit differently compared to the older ones. So there's two different styles here of the new snowshoes. And basically these are for younger students. You know, we have great big ones here to use at Lagan. We have 3 different sizes of larger ones. But for the smaller, younger kids, preschool, K through 4th basically, K through 3, you're going to want to use these smallest shoes. And these are universal, meaning there's no left or right foot. They can go on either side. But I find when you're putting these on, it helps to put the tab, the pull side, on the instep, meaning on the inside of your foot in here. When you're putting them on, it makes it easier to get. Now I'm not going to get my foot into these obviously because these are for little kids, but your toes go in, your heel, this comes around your heel, and these straps have little holes and tabs. There's a metal tab there that locks it into place, and you just pull them, get your toe in here, this goes around your heel, and then you pull these as tight as they'll go and lock them into these tabs, okay? And then these little O-rings are just to hold the loose end in place. The next size up is basically the same on your arch straps that go over the arch of your foot, and they have a buckle that goes around your heel. So these size and up are left, they're marked left and right. There's an L and an R on the foot pad in here. So R is for right, L is for left. So that's why you put them in. And I can get my foot in here as an example, even though these are a little bit too small for me. I can show you how they go on. So that's my instep here. And these just get pulled tight. These are little tabs that you lock the excess back into. But you see, you'll pull these tight, and as they're pulling tight, you just kind of hook them down into those tabs. Those metal tabs hold them into place, and then these just kind of hook back in and keep this from flapping around on you. Your heel strap's just a buckle, just like a buckle on a backpack. It just comes around and buckles in, and then there's a tightening. You cinch it up around your heel. So the heel is the last strap that gets tightened up. And that's not going anywhere. That's really not going anywhere. And even though these are small on me, I can show you, I'll put the other side on just to show you how they work. Okay. And then while I'm getting these hooked up, just go over some basic ground rules. So if I drop these off at your school, or you are using them here at Lagan, you'll know not to walk across our blacktop parking lot with these on, or not to walk across the concrete sidewalk, or even a dirt road where there's no snow. The point is, once you have these on your feet, you need to stay in a snowy area. If you're walking across a hard packed area, or a rough spot like a parking lot or a sidewalk, you're going to wear them out. You're going to cause excessive wear on the bottom of these, where the webbing is attached to the frame. That's where it'll get wore out, and you'll wear this webbing off, and then they'll eventually wear through and break. But that's the main point, is stay on a snowy area with them. When you're walking, they have these cleats on the bottom of them, really aggressive grippers. So on ice, they work really good too. And but you just got to watch that. If you're in large groups, I suggest that you spread out. Don't be standing right next to your friend and trying to walk around, because you may accidentally step on the back of somebody's snowshoe. And you definitely don't want to come and step on them on purpose and goof around, because these are pretty aggressive little cleats on the bottom. So give yourself some room, spread out, don't walk right next to your friends, so you're not tripping over one another. And then once you have them strapped onto your feet and they're tight, they are made to hinge at the where your toes hinge on the bottom of your foot. The heel is loose and just flaps. So when you walk, that's going to flap up and down on you. So I'll give you an example. Once you get them on your feet and you get used to wearing them, you can try to run in them. I've had phys ed teachers that have set up obstacle courses and done relay races with them and that sort of thing. So it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of neat things that you can do with these. But once you get them on, there's not really any difference in walking whatsoever. You just walk normal. You don't have to take big, exaggerated steps. You just walk like you normally would walk, and they'll follow along. You know, when you turn around, you can't cross over your feet like this because you'll get tripped up. So you just kind of pivot. When you turn, you pivot and turn around. But there's really not much difference in walking, okay? Thanks for watching the video here. Look forward to seeing you back at Lagan real soon. And hopefully we'll have some good snow on the ground. You guys can come out and stomp around with some snowshoes on. So we'll see you next time.